When you validate somebody's emotions, the intensity of the emotions they are experiencing tends to decrease. And when you invalidate somebody's emotions, the intensity of the emotion they are experiencing tends to increase. When we express our emotions, that is a tool we are using for communication to try to make sure that the people around us understand how we feel. And so if I am feeling anxious, and I either tell you that I'm anxious or I'm behaving in a way where you can obviously tell that I am feeling anxious, and you say to me, I see that you're anxious right now. That emotion has then fulfilled its purpose, and it's going to decrease in intensity because the communication has been successful. If you either pretend that you don't notice that I'm anxious, or tell me I shouldn't be anxious and my emotion is incorrect in response to the situation, then I'm going to feel like my emotion is being missed and I am not being understood and I am not being characterized correctly. And as a result, the intensity of that emotion is going to tend to increase because it's even more important to me now that you understand what I am feeling. Now, validating an emotion can be a difficult thing to do if you do not approve of or do not align with the behavior the person engaged in response to the emotion. So let's say, for example, I have a client who engaged in self-harm because they were feeling lonely and isolated because no one was responding to them when they were reaching out. If I say to that person, I understand why you were feeling lonely. I know no one was getting back to you. People were giving you short answers. You probably felt like you were alone. You probably felt like people were bailing on you. That's not me saying, therefore, it's good that you self-harmed and you should do it again next time. It is simply me saying, I get why you were feeling what you were feeling in that situation. That makes sense to me. That's actually going to decrease the intensity of the emotion and decrease the likelihood that that person feels an additional need to engage in self-harm because they feel understood.